Good morning, everyone. My name is Harjinder Singh, and I head the government vertical for Airtel. When I consented to be the panelist for this session, I did not have the brief of the agenda that would be followed. And when I looked at the agenda yesterday, I realized that I would probably at best be the 61st speaker to come and speak here. And thanks to the gentleman who spoke before me, I happen to be the 62nd speaker who's speaking out here. And I also see some of the faces from here yesterday. And what comes out very, very clearly is that in last 24 hours, which was yesterday, anything and everything that could be said about ICT, IT technology, e-governance has actually been said and shared by all the speakers who have come out here. So what is it that I'm going to talk here, which is going to be different, which people do not already know about it? And more than that, when I look at you guys, I look at, say, what is the motivation for these people to come up early in the morning and listen to somebody who is probably going to be repeating what has been said upon the ICT sphere? But then there's one thing which kind of binds us together, and that is that we all are addicts to the benefits of ICT technology products. You know, when the Industrial Revolution happened in India, none of us was here, unless somebody believes that they are in the reincarnation phase, and I'm sure they can't blame that on ICT. But we have all witnessed out here the IT revolution and now the ICT revolution. I remember it was probably in the year 1987 when I opened my first bank account, which gave me an ATM card. I did not even at that point realize ICT, IT. And I was also talking to a fellow panel, Ritu, which is talking about today everybody has an ATM card. Yes, today my driver has an ATM card. Then we were bombarded with other IT and ICT, today we club it, which was your credit cards. Then came, laptops, computers, laptops, and now we are into iPads and we are into tablets. We have all seen this revolution and we have all gone addicted. None of us today is in a phase where we rarely go to the banks to conduct our transactions. We pay our bills online, whether it's a government bill, it's an MCD bill, or it's an electricity bill. And what is it that is making us do all this? ICT will take us from one place to another place, without fulfilling our, the time factors, which giving us the benefit of the time factor. But what is at the core of all ICT, which is, if you look at the ICT pyramid, at the base of the ICT pyramid lies the connectivity. That is at the bottom. It's like building a highway. You need to go from one place to another place. You need to build that highway. If you don't have highway, you can never get speed. You can never get easy access. You can never get, the safety features, and you can never really do business or deliver citizen-centric services if you're not on that platform. Later comes your vehicles, and whether it's truck or buses or cars and what have we. So at the base of all the ICT infrastructure is connectivity. Today it is that connectivity which makes your credit cards run. Today it is that connectivity which makes all your online applications run. Okay, I'm not demeaning all the online applications. They're very, very important. They're all interdependent. But the connectivity. Look at the state of Gujarat. Gujarat is the only state today which has implemented that eGram, where they have connectivity right up to the taluka level. I was talking to the gentleman who just spoke before us, and he says, in the e-passport Seva Kendra, how do we connect the police stations? Because we need to connect every police station, because that's a very critical function. And we were saying that the infrastructure is so weak today. And I said, but not in Gujarat. And he agreed that Gujarat is the only state probably where we can go down. Now, we have these technologies, we have this, but at the core is what is the connectivity. And Airtel today is proud to say that, the Gujarat eGram connectivity is provided by Airtel. But it is not the question of, what Airtel has done. It is the question to roll out any of these e-governance initiatives, the success story of one place to another place, what it takes. It is not the mandate of the government alone. It is also the will of the government. Today, the success of one state is not getting replicated into the success story for the other state. Why are we not able to break those shackles? And that is something which the government of India has to come to think and realize that in case they want, if they're really interested in making the citizen-centric services available, and they are very, very, sincere about it, they have to take the best practices and successful practices of one project and replicate it over to the other projects. Today, we talk about, I have been responsible in some of my previous projects where we have established and won 5 state data center projects. But today, we have 15 state data center projects. I'm not talking about Airtel, I'm talking about India, which was shared by DIT yesterday, which are operational. But how many of those operational state data centers are where the government has, or the state has actually given the final acceptance test? What is it that is preventing them from giving the final acceptance test? Today, there are fully operational state data centers, but there's a huge resistance from departments to move into the state data centers. So this ICT, the buzz which is happening in the e-governance space, it is good. But is it actually delivering? My take is it is not actually delivering. There is still a lot more which needs to be done. The coming phase of the connectivity, and I'll restrict myself to connectivity and data center because there are people who talk about applications, and applications has already been spoken of. Connectivity, whether it is a fiber, it is wireless, it is GPRS, it is VSAT, it is 3G dongles, today, that is something which is there. And I think in the coming year or year and a half, the entire connectivity scenario is bound to change when we have LTE, which is the 4G coming in. What that technology is going to do today, even being from Airtel, and I don't think I am competent enough to say what would be the scope of that technology and what that technology would bring on. It is up to us to bring about that technology difference and replicate some of the success stories from this state of Gujarat or some of the other states and do it out. Surveillance today. Why is it that the government today says that we will give out a surveillance project, but we will leave it to the bidder or the system integrator to find its own way of how to do that? Today, the process, though we define as a fair, which I agree is fair, but today when we give out projects, there's a huge difference between, because yesterday also it was discussed, we are caught up between the T1 and the L1 game. And technically superior and the lowest in cost. And we realize that some of the projects where the difference gap between the lowest bidder and the highest bidder is so huge, which is writing on the wall, that the project envisaged cannot be delivered, but still we go ahead with that. And somewhere, I as a corporate take partial blame for that, and all of us, out here, because we are the ones who go and bid at those prices. But then we are all hit by a bug called QSQT. And I was talking about this QSQT concept to one of my fellow colleagues, and my daughter comes in and says, Papa, QSQT, it's Qayamat se Qayamat tak. I said, no, it is not Qayamat se Qayamat tak. It is quarter se quarter tak. Because come quarter ends, we all are hard-pressed for numbers. But that does not deter the government to make bold decisions and say, and there are people today, decisions that have been made, that if a bid is at a very lower level, they will not allow that. Connectivity, data center, applications, and far more, they all encompass a big ICT framework. But in the e-governance space, and this forum is only for the e-governance space, it has got no meaning if we do not...
Sir, 1/4 of a second, sir.
Okay, if it has got no meaning if we are not able to stitch the whole thing together. And coming back to the ICT, I think today Airtel is proud to say that we have probably one of the largest, after the incumbent BSNL, the largest network to provide connectivities in all as an integrated player, whether it is for data, voice, or video, and which is mandatory in the field of e-governance, media, and telemedia or telemedicine, which is there. Thank you so much.